Welcome back on this beautiful, cloudy, drizzly, dreary, great trading late spring, actually turning into mid-May in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area. Welcome back to my loyal, now 74 subscribers because apparently somebody didn't like our videos and unsubscribed, but he'll be back. They always come back. You're here. This community is growing at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. And today we are going to take a look at the silver price. And I had some comments about silver. Does it outperform gold? Or do you think it'll outperform gold? Now, gold is a industrial metal to some extent. It's more for jewelry, and people use it to make things to store their value, like rich people in India and over there, they like to make gold countertops, just keep their money there, to store their value, their money and stuff like that. But it's mostly a hedge against monetary inflation and monetary crises, to preserve your purchasing power. Not necessarily to get rich, but to not go broke in purchasing power, to be rich compared to the people that go broke in inflation. But silver, on the other hand, as you can see, our beautiful chart, is more of an industrial metal. It's used in computer chips. It's used in laptops, space stations, green energy, huge. It's used in green energy. All these things that the world governments, the criminal gangster cartel governments that have infiltrated the world banking system, is forcing us to go into green energy, away from fossil fuels, and into electric vehicles. And that is a home run, ladies and gentlemen. A home run. Take notes. Write it down. Can you fucking believe this guy is about to teach me something critical fucking information about the silver market and how the demand for silver is gonna fucking go crazy. Write that shit down. It's going to go crazy. And we think it's a beautiful time to start getting into positions, even though we are right now, after the current pump that we've just had, we're hitting critical overhead resistance at about $28. We know the silver market is heavily manipulated, but when you understand that, you can learn to play around the market if you're a long-term hodler. But you can see we are tightening up. We are constricting. We are running out of time in this current daily pattern to make a move. Something's got to happen. You can see long-term support and resistance right there. You can see it's been support, resistance, or support on the top, resistance. Let's draw that again. Support, resistance. Then it blasted through it. Then we came down to support, resistance, support, all in there, right? But we're running out of room because actually this line got moved. I always forget this shit's on. Sorry, line got moved. Or a line got deleted because we think we're in a bull flag. If you remember, If you remember from the other night, we believe Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share to get this valuable, critical information with a probability-based, one-of-a-kind, state-of-the-art price predicting trading alerts. And let's get our little line tool out here and draw it up to here. Right? Bam. Support, resistance. Bam. And then we see our overhead support is all up in here, right? And if you go out into the weekly time frame, because I said this is a very long pattern, delete that. Let's see what we think we're in. Let's actually show you what we're in. After this bottom, that was the COVID bottom, and this pump. That's one big, huge push in volume and massive pump. And then we trade it sideways. And we think that bull flag up there that we showed you, that's what we're in. The target move, if you were to break up in a bull flag, would be from the bottom of the pole at about $11. Yeah, that's fucking right. $11 fucking dollars. All the way up to the top at just under $30 fucking. Can you fucking believe that? He just showed me how to make a targeted move out of a bull flag. Yeah, that's right. Like, subscribe, and share. And then you grab that, and you gotta get it out of there. It's fucking shit. Come on, motherfucker. And you bring it up to a point of a breakout. And we'll get it closer. You can see where this pattern would likely end and have to break out by. And you see that's very, very high targeted move. And gold, just like, subscribe, and share to answer that subscriber's comment. Silver can outperform gold at the end of a bull market. At the end of usually gold moves first. Like in this bull market, gold moved first by about 6 months over the last 2 years. And then silver really picked up traction about 6 months later and just blew away to the moon to new 10-year highs. After gold started pumping up $600-700 an ounce from a 10-year consolidation range after the 2008 financial collapse. Right? But at the end of that, as the commodity boom starts to go into mania phase, silver at the end usually outperforms gold. It's just usually how it works, kind of like Bitcoin goes up and then all these altcoins follow it. Same thing with silver. Silver follows gold closely, but usually lags it by a little while. Gold's usually a leading indicator on what silver is going to do. But the same thing works on the other way around. If gold crashes and goes into a harsh correction or a bear market, silver is going to be beaten down that much more. Just like the cryptocurrencies, the altcoins, they get beat down more than Bitcoin, quicker, harder, faster, right? But we think we're going to break out eventually to the upside just on all the fiscal and monetary policy news and the higher demand for silver that we're going to get, and the less production. We're producing less silver, and we're going to be needing much higher demand in the future and every day. And we think our target is up here, right? So that's a quick look at silver. Let's go look at AAU. It had a little bit of a down day today. Let's clean up the chart. Wrong one. Let's go into brain fart. Oh, brain fart in here. What the fuck's going on? Get that shit out of there. And here, that'll be fun to watch for my subscribers, my loyal 74 subscribers. We appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. And we continue to hope you stay along for the ride with this channel, this growing channel, this entertaining channel. Can you fucking believe he said entertaining channel? Oh, I could fucking believe it. This fucking got criminal bankster cartel, right? Let's clean that shit up. No, get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Fuck out. Out of here. Out of here. Out of here. Out of here. Oh no, I think I got a little duck. No, it's not a duck hunter. I was demonstrating the fucking jabronis over there the other day. Remember that shit? Don't be that fucking jabroni. So we're going to take a decent look. Who cares? It's from California when I used to work at Tesla. Let's see this. Let's see if we can find some long-term overhead support and resistance. This is AAU. Check out our video. It's a hot video. We put out an emergency buy alert last week, and we're going to show you some of the methods to our madness why we have a buy alert. We're going to try to find some overhead support and resistance, like long-term overhead support and resistance. So that would seem to be a little bit down, a feasible spot. You see 1, resistance, 2, resistance, 3, 4, double resistance, straddle long-term resistance, and a breakout, looks like. It's a good spot for a resistance line. Now let's bring another one out and find our support. You can usually go back to a prior area and figure out a pretty good line because all these lines sort of eventually interact with each other. That seems like a good one. So if you look at what we have, this pattern started after a huge pump. See that? Look at that. Huge pump, big local spike in volume, pump, right? We see that. And then we had, then we had falling volume for a long time, a little localized pump, and that coincides with that pump, right? But here's what the smart money does. Speculators start buying here, and then it dumps. Yeah, of course it dumps. Well, the shit money and the weak hands, they get liquidated out here on stop losses. The smart money is buying down here. And then it pumps. And then they're selling into the pump. Because remember a rule in our trading. It's easier to sell on the way up than on the way down. Okay? Always remember that. That's a fucking critical piece of information. Can you fucking believe that? This guy gave us critical information for trading success. It's easier to sell on the way up than to sell on the way down. Just like red sky at night, a sailor's delight, red sky in the morning. Get the fuck out of that water. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. You got to get in before the hype. Get in before the mania. Didn't we teach you on our emergency Dogecoin Saturday Night Live crash? And we preceding that event and the day right before the event, we told you it was going to crash. You buy before the fucking pump. Before the hype, you have to get in. Yes, you can still make money. Yes, you can make quick gains after it's pumped. But the higher the pump is, the more risk you're taking because it could collapse at any time. So the smart money buys here. The shit money sells into the fall. And then the pump and the smart money starts selling up here as it starts trading sideways. Right? Even long-term hodlers at that point, especially in the mining market, when you're up 100, 200%, you have to realize some of those gains because you're going to have a harsh correction the other way. As good of a whiplash on the way up is as harsh of a correction you're going to have on the way down. And then again, sideways consolidation. And then after it bottoms on a dump and dead volume in 04, the smart money's buying that. And then pump. The dumb money, the jabronis buy up here. The jabronis buy up here. The jabronis buy up here. Resistance, 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 resistance. All that resistance the jabronis buy into, right? The smart money buys in on support or on a breakout and then a confirming of support. And that's what AAU is doing. And you want to fucking know where the target move out of this pattern is? The fucking target move is the top of this fucking wedge. Top of this falling wedge. 10 fucking year falling wedge. And you can see where that is. That is way, way up here at $5 would be your ultimate target if this was a real breakout out of a 10-year pattern. And, I mean, it's close. What do we say? You need volume to confirm a breakout. And when we broke out, finally, look at that volume. It's huge, huge fucking volume. So we're paying critical close attention on AAU. And this company has a major, major holding in it, right? I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on TV or YouTube or the radio. But this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. But we highly, highly recommend. And full disclosure, this is my biggest holding and biggest position. But if we keep falling, I could see this shaking out some fucking weak hands and some new traders that came in on that pump, right? I could see us. I just deleted that shit. I could see us coming back down and testing the support and resistance, right? You wouldn't be in danger on this. You really wouldn't be in danger because you would just, buy more. But worst case scenario, you could retest this long-term support again. And this, triple bottom now in the 4-hourly fails. So that is something to definitely pay attention. But if it did and it went down here, I would just buy double what I have because it would be half the price of what I paid for it. And I know eventually it's going to pump. But start building a position. I highly recommend it. Fuck, my phone's gonna die. I swear to God, if this dies and I lose all this fucking shit. Hold on. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Roscon Gold. I have a small to moderate speculation on a hope to be one day junior mining company, but that is going to be a long-term hold. Let's go look real quick at Dogecoin. Everyone's, Dogecoin failing critical, coming back up to critical. This is an emergency alert Doge. Bottom, double bottom. If this breaks, you're coming back down to our upper area of our buy box, right? We have a buy box That could be, if it breaks this, you're going to have a huge crash. We warned about falling volume. There is still, the only volume that comes in on Doge right now is sell volume, and that should be very concerning. You see this? Crashing volume in the 3 minute, and it's the only time volume peaks and pumps is when it's fucking sell volume. You got to check out those emergency Doge videos we put on. They were very educational, dynamic, very informative videos where we called the Saturday night collapse, and our channel is still, this company is holding pat that we are on a local short-term head and shoulders reversal pattern in the daily time frame. If you check out these emergency videos from last week, and then just continuing videos over the weekend and today where we think we are, this is getting big time, baby. This is a big forecast that we had, and we feel very, very, very happy with the way this has played out. Nobody had this call. You can see when it broke out. What do we always tell you? On the breakout, let's make this bigger. You have to have a fucking big pump in volume, right? And we did. Huge pump in volume, and we broke out. And we crashed down to a double bottom, right? Or to a bottom, right here. And then we pumped. But notice when we pumped, no volume really came in. It's still down. It was junk. It was just an oversold regional 15-minute volume pump, right? And now we're hitting this overhead resistance short term, and we're getting rejected every time we hit it. And I would be very concerned if you were FOMO'd in by the fucking criminal gangster cartel, and you were a jabroni, and you weren't watching out for this guy out here, that if you break this double bottom right here that it's trying to form, to try to have a short-term reversal here, to try to come back up, you better not break this critical support zone where your double bottom was at about 0.442 cents. If you break that, you're in trouble, my Doge buddies. You are in deep trouble, and you're going to come down and you're going to endure some pain. And then it's how much pain can you endure because you didn't take our advice seriously. You bought into the hype. You bought into the FOMO. You bought into the Saturday Night Live criminal bankster cartel screw job. But here's what if you're in Doge right now, here's what you need to look for a pattern reversal. Volume needs to start pumping and buy volume. And the 15 minute by 15, and then the hourly and pump. And then you need to retest down here when you're coming out, because it's going to either break down right there, or it's going to break out of this local overhead resistance and break up. And you say, sweet, cool, where the fuck would it go to if it broke up? Well, if it broke up, a logical area would be wherever in the future it's meeting this upwards trending resistance line now. That would be your first area where you would expect major support and resistance. Now, if it's down here, it's more at 63 cents. If it's at May 15th, it's up at 72 cents. But that would be your first real indication of overhead resistance. Now you say, well, what the fuck if it breaks down? Because it looks like it's breaking the fuck down. Well, look, motherfucker, can you fucking believe this guy? Here's what the fuck is going to happen if it gets rejected by this overhead short-term resistance, fails this long-term support and local double bottom support. It's crashing, and you're going to trade all the way down to the upper area of our buy box. Remember that buy box? Do you fucking remember that buy box? He does. Remember him? You all know this guy. This is our favorite part of the show. This is our duck hunter right here, right? And he's shooting these motherfuckers, these little ducks. Let's clean this shit up. Get this asshole out of here, right? Clean our duck hunter up. Upgrade our duck hunter. Remember I said our duck hunter is getting smarter and better, and he upgraded? Well, I'm not a great drawer or anything, right? That sucks. Hold on. I'm going like that.